talking about diversity, there are no publicly gay Premier League players.
Mm.
Each Premier League club can register a squad of up to 25 players plus unlimited under-21s. 20 clubs, that's 500 registered first-team players at any given time. If you include all of the under-21s who make senior appearances, the number rises to about 600 to 650 active players across the season. Currently, 0 active Premier League male players are publicly out as gay. Statistically speaking, there should be 20 to 35. Same in La Liga, same in the German league, same in the French league. And there is one gay guy in Serie A in Italy. Why?
I could not tell you. I genuinely think now, if someone came out as gay in a dressing room, I think they'd be very well supported. I think in the Premier League dressing room, yeah, of course you're going to have idiots in the crowd. I think people that are, maybe stuck in the dark ages. We've seen it with racism. It's still not completely kicked out, is it? I think, we've seen an incident recently at the Liverpool match with Bournemouth that proves that. I think it's got far better. I think there's still a way to go. But with regards to someone coming out, I genuinely believe that if there is someone out there, you would urge them to come forward, and if they want to, and of course it's their decision, because if they don't want to, that's totally their decision as well. But I do think it would be well supported. As regards to why, I mean, I played with Thomas Hitzlberger, who has come out as gay. I played with him at Aston Villa, but he felt he couldn't come out at the time. For whatever reason, he came out afterwards. But I've spoke to Thomas, and we've he's felt very well supported since he has come out. So it's just a shame he didn't do it while he was playing.
Yeah, I mean, it's a good point. It's your choice. You don't need to.
Exactly.
You are a professional athlete. I do not need to know about your sexuality. Absolutely. That being said, people talk a lot about lots of things that they're getting up to, right? This is my new car that I've just bought, and this is my new dog, and I just got married, and I did whatever. And yeah, if we've got this, 600 to 650 player ecosystem that exists in the Premier League each year, which is cycling through, right? That's not fixed. That's, over the last decade with people moving in and out, you're talking maybe close to 2,000, maybe 3,000. And if you were to look at sort of the rates of how often you would assume there would be at least one gay player in this group, you're talking 20 to 35 people, and it's none. And regardless of whether the locker room and the press and your fans would be fine with that, or maybe even like in support of that, maybe it would even be a positive, there is evidently something, true or not, that is lingering to cause those players. It's almost 100% a guarantee that there is not no gay players right in the Premier League. So it has to be either they're focused on being professional, yeah, maybe, but I get the sense that given I feel completely liberated to talk about whatever I want, most players might actually like to have their sexuality out there, but they don't. So there's, whether it's real or imagined, there's something lingering, I think, that's causing guys, because it's not the same in rugby. I don't know whether it would be the same in cricket. I wonder as well, you mentioned before about the class thing. I wonder how much of this is because football is still very much dominated by working class in a way that rugby perhaps isn't the same, in the way that cricket perhaps isn't the same. Tennis also not the same. So yeah, maybe it's a class thing too.
Yeah, but perhaps. I mean, I don't know. I mean, I've spoke to Thomas about it, and he felt he didn't. He wanted to concentrate on his football. He felt it took a lot of a distraction to him. He also thought, I don't know what the fallout's going to be because no one's really done it while they've been playing at the top level. So yeah, it's a difficult one to navigate. But I genuinely think, from everyone I've been involved in football a long time now, and I do think that there would be a tremendous amount of support for someone that did.
Maybe interesting when it happens.
Yeah, it would be
like a really kind of a monumental moment when that does happen.
Yeah, I mean, like you say, the the statistics or the chance of it happening is, you would expect it to happen, but no, it hasn't done so far. But I think it would be probably a good thing for the game when it does.
What was it you were saying, Dean, about there's only one guy in Formula One as well? Yes. Yeah. So, you pick your favorite sport of choice, and I don't know. It's strange to me, not to harp on the sort of pride acceptance thing, but people that criticize pride, even my gay friends that criticize pride, and they're like, okay, we've done, we've sort of owned all of the different territory that we need to. And I think in many ways, brands change their display photos on Twitter to have a rainbow behind them for Pride Month and all the rest of this stuff. That looks like it's pretty well conquered to me. But then when we look at elite sport, the numbers don't really seem to stack up. So it seems like, there kind of is work to be done in some of these ways. Or maybe it's the case that all players... Actually, that's another good point. I'm talking against myself here. I'll let you know when I'm done. I'm just having an argument over here. How many players, straight players, do you know about what they're doing with their relationship?
Well, that's what I mean. Like, if I'm a footballer, I know how I feel, right? And if I was gay, I think I'd be quite open about it. But I don't think I would be shouting it from the rooftops either. Like, I'm not going to do a press conference and say, my sexual preferences. I'm there to...
If you went out and Jamie Carragher was like, right, Peter, we really need
I just want to get this off my chest.
Don't say much. And you go out and you go... My sexual preferences, ladies and gentlemen, let me tell you.
That's what I mean. We're there to play football, and I think, of course, if someone is gay, and I'd love them to feel comfortable enough to come out if they want to. But having said that, we're not there for that. I'm not there to broadcast what my preferences are. I'm there to play football. I'm there to do a job, something that I love doing. And actually, that might take something away from the job that I'm doing.
It's certainly going to be a distraction.
And I think, we're all professional. I think footballers just want to get on with playing and do something they love and done since they were a kid. And that potentially could be a distraction. So that if there are people out there that, don't feel that they want to come out of that, then that's totally fine as well.
Interesting, we were saying before about how previously there was a disadvantage because you didn't have a direct route to be able to broadcast what it is that you've got going on. And in many ways, that was a weakness. But now that it's an availability, there's almost this sense of entitlement or obligation. It's like, well, tell me what you've got going on. Is that a new car? What happened with the dog? Is the dog, how's the dog doing? Has it been spayed yet? There's this necessity for everything to be keeping up with the Kardashians.
Well, I found this myself, because I do a podcast with my wife and, the stuff that we talk about at home, quite often we talk about on the podcast, but I've kind of blurred the lines a little bit now where I'm like, people will come up to me and be, oh, how's Kaz doing? And that's like Abby's friend, talk about the dog. And I'm like, how do you know these things? And I just forget.
Oh shit, I did it.
Yeah, we've talked about it, right? And because we're sitting there on our couch, we do it at home, the stuff that we say, I forget sometimes what's out there and what's not. And people will come up to us in the supermarket and say things about our lives, and I'll be like, how the hell? And then it just dawned on me the fact that we've talked
last week's
about it. Yeah, exactly right. But I enjoy it, and people seem to enjoy it with us. So the more that can continue, the better, because we love doing it.
If you haven't been feeling as sharp or energized as you'd like, getting your blood work done is the best place to start, which is why I partnered with Function. They run lab tests twice a year that monitor over 100 biomarkers. They've got a team of expert physicians that take the data, put it in a simple dashboard, and give you actionable insights and recommendations to improve your health and lifespan. They track everything from your heart health to your hormone levels to your thyroid function and nutrient deficiencies. They even screen for 50 types of cancer at stage 1, which is 5 times more data than you get from an annual physical. And getting your blood work done and drawn and analyzed like this would usually cost thousands, but with Function, it is only $499. And right now, they're giving 1,000 Modern Wisdom listeners another $100 off, bringing it down to $399. So just go to the link in the description below or head to functionhealth.com/modernwisdom. That's functionhealth.com/modern wisdom. Thank you very much for tuning in. Ooh, a tasty morsel of a conversation for you there. Well, full meal available right here. Go on. Press it.